What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to talk about the FOMC meeting that's going to start within an hour and how this could affect the stock market, in my opinion. But before I break anything down, all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon. Anyways, now let's break down what's going on with the markets. Looking at Tesla in my morning video, I told you all that as long as Tesla holds this support right here, we continue to maintain this bullish wedge that was forming. Tesla should get a breakout towards at least 190, and that's what ended up panning out. So we got a nice breakout on Tesla. We managed to reach this 191 area. But the question is, how is it going to be impacted by FOMC? I'll be talking about that right now. So, as a reminder, at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we actually have the interest rate hike decision coming out. This means the headlines are going to be talking about what the Fed is going to do. No one's going to be speaking at that time. It's just the decision that comes out. And right now, there's a 96 to 97% chance the Fed is basically going to keep rates unchanged. They're not going to raise rates. They're not going to cut. They're not going to do anything like that. They're going to keep rates exactly the same. That's most likely what's going to be the case. So looking at that, at 2 p.m., we're going to find out and the market's going to react. So watch for some high volatility. That is actually very, very soon. We're getting very close to this time frame. And then after that, I think that the Fed is most likely going to pause or just keep rates the same, which could actually help the market bounce a little bit. And then after that, at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the Fed press conference. This is when Jerome Powell is going to appear and start giving his speech. Whatever Powell says is going to cause a lot of volatility, so make sure you watch this very carefully. Powell has the power to cause the market to pump really hard. He has the power to cause the market to get rug pulled. He could cause some crazy, crazy moves. So I'll be talking about that in the next couple of minutes. So what do I think is going to happen? Right now, Tesla's pumping very, very nicely, approaching this imbalance. I think that Tesla has even more potential to pump if we keep going from this trend. However, I just want to call out that for support, make sure you watch that 190 area on Tesla. If we lose 190, our next target is going to be all the way down to 187.5. If we keep holding, above 190, a bigger pump is going to be coming, and we could be making our way back up to the mid 190s, back to this resistance up here. So I want to call out that with the Fed press conference coming out, considering that SPY and the QQQ just dumped and dumped and dumped throughout the entire day, we didn't get our pump yet. There's a chance that this could be a trap and the buyers will step in and defend their positions. For that reason, I think that this could cause an overall squeeze in the markets. Powell might be very ambiguous. If he just gives the same speech as usual, this could actually cause the market to pump a bit. And this might help Tesla try to make its way up towards this upper resistance, approaching that 190 area. Am I going to promise anything? The answer is no. I can't promise anything. I don't know for sure what Powell is going to say. If he dumps Tesla, we're going to be sinking back down to about 185 and eventually 182. If Powell pumps Tesla, we're going to be pushing back up towards 195 or even higher than that. My best prediction is I think that there's a good chance Powell's going to pump us. And we might see this thing just shuffle around the 195s. He might help Tesla drag up higher. For SPY, how do I think SPY might end up looking? Looking at SPY, I want to call out something very important. On the daily time frame, although SPY has been looking relatively weak, I do want to mention that this doesn't have to last forever. We have this big gap above. So if we're bullish, we could fill this gap and push it back up to 490. If we're bearish, we'll be looking for a rug pull back down towards 485 or even below that. What do I think is more likely, though? In my opinion, I think there's a very good chance that we're going to be watching our resistance at 488. If we break above this, we'll be pushing back up towards 490, in my opinion. And for support, if we end up breaking down, you're going to be watching this thing basically lose 486. If we lose that, our next target is going to be either 485 or 484.5. In my opinion, I think Jerome Powell might actually cause the pump. I do favor that a little bit more because we've been dumping going into this FOMC meeting, and we're actually approaching this nice support we're trying to hold up. I think Powell might be very ambiguous. I think the Fed's going to announce that they're not going to keep rates the same, and the market might get a positive response. SPY has this big gap to fill, so we might see SPY push back up towards 490. I'm favoring that a little bit more, but just to be safe, let's wait for confirmation because once again, guys, I don't know what's going to happen for sure. I'm not going to promise anything. I don't know with 100% certainty. This is just what my prediction is, and I just wanted to be honest with everyone about what I think will most likely pan out. I find it to be more probable. For the QQQ, I was hoping we would hold 420 and try to rebound. Instead, we actually hit our next support at 418 before we tried to rebound. Our 5 minutes 200 EMA on the QQQ is at 421.5. If we're bullish, we want to break 421.5 and start pushing up to the higher levels as we have this gap to fill. We'll be back in the 422s, 423.8 if we could get above 421.5. For support, if we lose 420, we're going to be looking for a bigger drop towards 418 and lower levels. But in my opinion, I think there's a very good chance that the QQQ is going to try to rebound. I think that how this might pan out is we might see the buyers step in and try to push us even higher. So I think the odds favor the QQQ shuffling in the 420s for now. The decision comes out, maybe we pop and then drop. Then Powell gives his speech and we see the QQQ try to get back above 421.5, back to 422 plus. I favor that a little bit more, so we'll be watching that very, very carefully. There's a good chance the QQQ will rebound a bit. For Nvda, if we're bearish, you want to see this thing lose 612. If we lose that, 607 is coming. If we're bullish, you want to see this thing break above 617-ish, and we could be pushing back this imbalance at 623. What do I think is going to pan out? Well, if you look at Nvidia right here, you will notice that we have something very interesting developing. On the daily time frame, Nvidia is looking kind of indecisive as a doji forming right now. But if you look at the 5 minutes time frame, we're actually showing some life. It's trying to base right over here, and you could see it's been just trading sideways throughout the day, right? You could argue that this is resembling an accumulation right over here. We're still range bound technically, and we'll see if we can try to break above 617 or the 5 minutes 200 EMA. If it achieves that, we could be pushing higher, so I'll be watching that carefully. So watch and see if Nvidia could break out above the resistance we have right here. And I think that there's a chance Powell might help us fill this imbalance at 623. But just to be safe, let's wait and see what Powell says. I can't really promise anything because I don't know for sure what he's going to say. I'm just giving you guys my best assessment about what I think is the most probable outcome. As far as Aapl goes, Aapl was a little bit weaker than expected. I was hoping it would hold up above 186.5 and try to get back up of 188. Instead, we dropped a little bit lower towards 185. So right now we're kind of shuffling in this 186 area. If we're bullish, you want to see it break above 188 to fill this gap and start pushing closer to 189 plus. If we're bearish, you want to see it lose 185 and start sinking back down to 183.5 and 182.5. What do I think is going to pan out? My best prediction is I think that Jerome Powell is going to pump Apple back up to 188. Then it's going to trade sideways. I think he might cause the market to do the unexpected and squeeze a lot of shorts and just trick a lot of people. I think that that's what the market is after. People are turning really apprehensive right now that the market's going to sink. We're red, this and that. They might just pump it and fool a lot of retail investors. This could be part of their plan. So be very careful. I favor that a little bit more. So we'll be watching our levels just to be safe. With that being said, guys, have a great day. The rate hike decision comes out very soon. Don't forget at 2 p.m. the decision comes out, and at 2:30 p.m. we have the press conference starting. Get ready, do what you have to do, prepare yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening. Get ready for FOMC. Expect some high volatility, and we will see if we get a Jerome Powell pump. Thank you again, and peace out.